Hi, I'm Bob Trask. This is our weekly reset, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects of all time, awe and wonder. Might sound like, it's a little like Sesame Street. Well, maybe so, but I think it's more important than that. So what if there was something we left behind in childhood that was actually the purpose of life? What if the adult lives we've been living are only a small fraction of who we really are? And there's a way we can discover whether or not that's true, whether or not we really are whole, whether we're really who we came here to be. And that's a good question for me. Maybe a good question for you. Are you who you came here to be? Or are you pretending to be someone else? We just have to ask this one question. What do I really want to experience? Now, notice I didn't say, what do you really want? I said, really, you want to experience. Wayne Dyer said to be more childlike, you don't have to give up being an adult. The fully integrated person is capable of being both an adult and a child simultaneously. Recapture the childlike feelings, wide-eyed excitement, spontaneous appreciation, cutting loose and being full of awe and wonder at this magnificent universe. So, so I'm talking about awe. So what is awe? What does awe really mean? One of the dictionary definitions said that it's a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear and wonder. A feeling of great respect, sometimes mixed with fear or surprise. Oh, how come they're saying fear? What's this fear thing stuck in there for? I've got to tell you, I'm in awe and wonder a lot, but I don't feel fear. But I think that, like George Bush with his Great War said that he was going to bomb Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, and blow it to hell. And he called that awe and um, awe and something. He had an awe thing going on there. So what is awe? What is really awe? It's a feeling we get in the presence of something that's so vast that it challenges our understanding of the world. Can you stay with me on that? We're in the presence of something so vast that it challenges our understanding, it challenges our concept of the world. Like looking up at the trillions of stars in a night sky and not just looking at them, but seeing them, or marveling at the birth of a child. I remember when our little daughter Chauncey came in, and I was there in the delivery room, and when she came into beingness as a baby, something happened inside of me that had never happened before. That that was awe. That was wonder, a miracle. When people feel awe, well, they might use other words, like they might say amazement or surprise or even transcendence. Boy, I got to tell you, in my awness, I go through transcendent pretty commonly. And the most common sources of awe for people are just to be able to stop doing. You can't get any awe in doing. Awe comes from being. Oh, now you say, but yeah, but what about an artist that's creating some awesome art? They're in awe and they're doing, and their beingness is going into their doingness. Their beingness is going into their doingness. And you can listen to music and be in awe. Have you heard The Swan by Sanson? Oh, breathtakingly beautiful. Nessun Dorma Nessun Dorma is from the opera Turandot, and it means none shall sleep. And in this opera, Princess Turandot has decreed that no one in the kingdom shall sleep until they discover the name of the unknown prince who's challenged her. But you listen to the music Turandot and you realize this is way beyond an opera. This is way beyond anything else. This is miracle. This is reality in its most splendid form coming into being right there in your ears, right there. But we don't often hear it. I mean, we can say, hey, what is this piece of music? Oh, Nessun Dorma. Oh, ah, cool. But we don't get it. We don't get it. We don't allow it to go in and touch our souls, touch us where we live in the deepest, deepest part of ourselves. We don't let that happen. Same thing with eating. You know, we say, well, I'm going to eat. So we sit down with a spoon or a fork and we start gobbling food. And we gobble it down, and that's good because it's good for our bodies. Yeah, it's good. We need to do that. But there's an awe in that. Boy, when you taste something really delicious and I'll put it in your mouth and show when you take a piece of the richest dark chocolate and put it on your tongue and push it up to the roof of your mouth, and I dare you to not swallow it. Because then it, that's, the experience just went out, it's gone. But if you just hold that against the roof of your mouth, oh man, something happens inside of you that you can't explain. You can't explain it. You can't, there's no words for it. And scientists believe that awe can have helped our evolutionary ancestors survive. Yeah, they're uncovering the benefits of awe. It's the seat of clear thinking, good health, close relationships. It's like we put all these clothes on, and clothes are our attitudes about who we are and what the world is, and we had all this stuff hanging on us, intellectual stuff and memories and beliefs and opinions and all this stuff hanging on us, and we can't see through all of that stuff. Get rid of it. Dump all that stuff off at least for a few minutes and be a little kid and look at the sky and look at those clouds up there and go, whoa, check it out. Look at those clouds. How does that form like that? How can that cloud be formed like that? And the sky so blue behind it, it's breathtaking. It's not possible to be in awe when we've got it all figured out. Awe as a state of wonder has nothing, zero to do with the intellect. Zero. You can have 5 PhDs and still not be in awe, and still not be in a state of wonder. And until we are in awe, in a state of wonder, then I wonder what the hell we're doing here. I wonder. For the Christians, let me say this. Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. Right now.
That's okay.
The truth to us, the truth that we accumulate, and that includes health and wealth and relationships. But those things only have a value to us when they make us feel a certain way. If you have billions of dollars, as some people we know do, and it doesn't enrich you. I'm not talking about your bank account. I'm talking about it doesn't enrich you inside. If it doesn't make you well up inside with a sense of splendor, then it's useless. It's not money. It's just stacks of green paper. That's not wealth. That's not wealth. Some people have no money and they're wealthy. But it's an experience. So if I have a perfect mate, and incidentally I do, what makes my experience perfect is that I'm in awe. When she talks, I watch her. I watch her eyes. I don't just listen to her voice, I hear her voice. It's different. Listening and hearing are quite different. I hear her voice. I hear her soul. I hear a little kid inside talking. And if I don't that, then my experience of her is incomplete because it's lost its flavor. I hold that chocolate against the top of my mouth. I get the flavor. The flavor goes through my system. When I look at a cloud, when I look at the trees, and the trees are sparkling in the soft morning breeze, and the sky's blue behind them, and there's a depth between those trees and the sky and the clouds, and that depth swims around, and a bird swims across the sky as I'm watching, and that whole thing is going on inside of me. I'm 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 tasting the flavor. I'm not gobbling it down. I was this morning standing on my porch watching all this, and I do this all the time. And I know the neighbors think I'm a goofball, but I'm watching all this and I'm just laughing at how beautiful it is. And I saw a guy come out of his house, and he comes out and he goes to his car and he opens his door. And then he goes back in the house and he comes back out and he opens the car door. He gets in, gets back out, and goes back into his house, comes back in, gets to his car. All this is going on. The clouds, the sky, the trees, beautiful leaves shimmering in the soft, warm northern breeze that's blowing through Bellingham, Washington right now. And I'm filled with this. And the guy finally gets out and gets in his car and he accidentally hits the horn. It goes beep, beep. And then he gets the car straightened out and then he roars down the driveway and he goes by me on the street and I'm going, he thinks he's alive. He's not alive. He's not alive.
Yeah.
I'd like to suggest that for the few people who actually really taste food and who really delight in their relationships and love to laugh, what's in their lives is that they have not forgotten their childhood sense of awe. There's no end game in getting more money. There's no end game in that. Like like right now, Mary and I have a foundation, the Eris Foundation, and we fund that through donations. Would we like to have more donations? Yeah, we'd like somebody to give us $1 million because that would enable us to do all this other work. But we're not kind of sitting back going, well, we can't do anything because we don't have $1 million. We're moving forward with awe and wonder and the delight of this universe we live in and seeing if we can bring more people into that. So otherwise, what you have, I mean, you got a lot of money maybe, or maybe you've got some thing going on that looks from the outside like it's really important, but is it really that important? Or is it just a band-aid that covers over the wound where childhood used to be, where awe used to live? Robin Williams, what a great comedian. Whew, I miss that guy. Ooh, he said, I met Nelson Mandela and I really didn't know what to say. It was years ago, he said, years ago at a benefit. I was just in awe of this man because of what he'd done. So here's Robin Williams, world famous, looking at Nelson Mandela and being in awe. And because of that, he was a great comedian because he didn't stop seeing, hearing, tasting life in every way. So awe is an ecstasy, isn't it? Isn't it? It's an ecstasy, and we feel it in our souls, and we feel creation singing inside of us, marrying us to the trees, marrying us to the oceans, marrying us to the stars. It's the most lovely of all singing, and it mostly falls on deaf ears because our life is so full of doing. This world is so full of doing. We forgot who we are. Awe shifts our attention from daily life, to eternal joy. with creation as our God, with creation as our God. And then we find ourselves tearing away the blinders of belief, tearing away those blinders of belief, and find ourselves singing in harmony with the kingdom of forever. After that, our worlds will have changed. They no longer will live in a brown paper bag. We have to taste life, not eat life. We have to taste it. Why do we live for so long? Why do we live for maybe 100 years? In my case, I'll be living well past 100, but why do we live that long? We don't live that long so we can do, get this accomplished, do that, go here, go there, stop. Yeah, I forgot this, got to do this. We didn't do that so we can gobble food down. We didn't do that so we did that so we can experience life. That's why we live so long. Now, imagine with me for a minute that life is this long, and you're born here and you'll die here, and it's only this long. Let's just say it's 100 years. So you're born here and you're gonna swim. You're swimming through this atmosphere toward death. So here's the end, and you've got 100 years. So you go 100 years, done. Done. Now let's look at this a little differently. Instead of swimming over there, now what you do, you become a free diver and you go all the way down here and you go, well, there's a rule. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving forward. You can't stop. You can't go backward. You have to keep moving forward. But what if instead of going, choop, you go up and you experience the depth and the width of life? What if you experience that? What if you really taste the chocolate? What if you really hear Nessun Dorma? What if you really dance, feeling your whole body dancing? What if you look at your partner or any other human being and see the miracle of that being? Stop doing, and start being awake and aware and tasting life. Psychology research is seeing every day now how our experience of awe and of wonder enhances every part of our well-being. We here in these minds are surrounded by that great joyful consciousness, that consciousness that is everything, in all places, at all times. The tiniest mote of dust, a beautiful shimmering leaf, a child laughing. In our neighborhood, we've got these little kids are all running around in this cul-de-sac, and you can hear their little high voices laughing and calling out to each other. And it's music. My God, it's music. Do we hear that? And when we do, our worries and our troubles shrink. They shrink and our stresses evaporate, and we become wrapped up in an ecstasy that's beyond words, beyond language. And for those of us who need to heal something within us physically, our physical bodies are made up of subatomic particles. There's nothing here. This body's not solid. This is just space. That's proven, scientifically proven. This body's just space. But that space is filled with my consciousness. And when my consciousness is in a state of wonder at this explosive, beautiful life that's in me and around me, when that's going on, then my body can heal. But if I'm doing, oh my God, you know what? Look at the time, and I've got to. When we're doing that, we're not alive. We're just busy in our minds, and we don't stop to experience ecstasy. And ecstasy is around us all the time. And we don't have time to imagine. And we're way too busy and too self-important to see the rainbow in the raindrop hanging on a leaf. And you can see that little drop hanging on a leaf, and you can move your head back and forth, and that little drop changes colors. Those aren't colors that you can paint. Those aren't colors in a palette. That's the paint, that's the color of nature. And that purple fading into blue, or that purple fading into red when you move your head back and forth, that's wonder. Oh God, that's awe. Bernice Johnson Reagan said, "For me, the reason why people go to a mountaintop or to the edge of the ocean is to look at something larger than themselves." That feeling of awe, of going into a cathedral, it's all about feeling lost in something bigger than oneself. To me, that's the definition of spectacle. So you and I are children of the universe, right? We're at home in the gardens of joy, living in this wonderland of light and color and music. This wonderland, if we can just move into it, will keep us balanced, keep us healthy, and keep us in joy. And why joy? Why do I say joy? Joy's not a reward. You know that we don't say if I do this and this and this and this, then I get joy. It's not a reward. Joy is the means to the end. It's personal power. When we're in joy, we stop working. We stop working. No more working. No more, was George Bush who should say hard work. None, no more working. Only play. Yeah, but I still have to get up and go to my job. No, you don't have to do anything. Make it play. When you get in your car, see the fact that you have a car. Not that long ago in civilization, there weren't cars, there weren't wheels. Not that long ago. My grandmother, my grandmother came across the plains in a covered wagon. When you get in a car, take a moment, look around and say, my God, I got a car. And then when you're driving, look around you at the beauty of the world around you. And then you're not working anymore. Now you're playing. Now do you go to your job and it's filled with wonder and it's filled with opportunities for you to experience depth, depth, depth in every person you see, in every task you do. And you drink in the universe and you feel it empowering you. A group of people from all walks of life were asked to watch a video of Yosemite. If you haven't been there, that's a good idea that you go in winter or summer. They were asked to watch a video of Yosemite and then to immediately write down how it made them feel. They said it was a kind of joy and peace put together. They said that because they were open to something, that something shifted inside of them. So obviously they were teed up to not just watch the video, but to actually experience the video, because they said that when that something shifted inside of them, it opened a door to experiencing awe, to experiencing wonder. And my dear friend, when we're in awe, when you and I are in awe, we are in transcendence. We're becoming one with the universe. And the great spiritual masters all said that they were one with the universe. They got there. You and I can get there. Being in joy and allowing it to lift us up. And then we're totally alive. Albert Einstein, we'll listen to the man, Albert Einstein. He said, "He who can no longer pause and wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed." That's Einstein, who we think as being this intellectual giant, was talking about awe. When the natural beings we were born as, we are in continual states of awe. Neither you or I can paint like Van Gogh, but neither could he paint like you or do the things that you can do. He couldn't do those. Kalpana Chawla said, "We gazed dreamily at the Milky Way, and once in a while caught some shooting stars. Times like those give me the opportunity to wonder and ask all those very basic questions. That sense of awe for the heavens started there. Let's take the time. Let's just stop. Like you know what? Time doesn't exist anyway. I mean, that's a construct. This is an important thing I'm about to say. Time is a construct of we humans in this time. There is no such thing as time. Time and space are unified in oneness, and that's all right here, right now. There is no lineal time. So need to stop hurrying through life. My dear friend Joe Lamano, somebody said, "How much time do you have to do that?" And he said, "The rest of my life." Oh, I love that. I think about it often. The rest of my life. You have the rest of your life. So slow down. Let that laugh. See each other. Don't just look at each other, see each other. Smell the air. Just be who you came here to be, which is a child in the wonderland. Now, a little bit of awe and laughter put together to finalize our talk today. Les Dawson said this: "In awe, I watched the waxing moon ride across the zenith of the heavens like an amber chariot toward the ebony void of infinite space, wherein the tethered belts of Jupiter and Mars hang forever festooned in their orbital majesty." And as I looked at all this, I thought, I really must put a roof on this outside toilet. Thank you for being with me today. Go be in awe. Go be in wonder. Go be a kid. Go play. Don't work anymore. Go play. This week, let's just play. And let's stop by bobtrask.com and leave a donation so Bob can continue to play. Go with my love and go in wonder this week, and know that wherever you go, I'm there with you.